I hate to be negative again, but what the hell? I come back to YouTube, I rebrand myself as the Shangri-La Slayer, and I become really smexy and amazing and an absolute G-gangsta, and this is the crap that I get? Oh well, I need to hit something that isn't a bitch, so this'll do. Context. Diamond X Studios both kidnapped your mother, but also did the worst songs of 1992 list, and DaisyPhoxtrot, of course, went for the countdown. Clearly, we in the CC have our priorities in check. Jokes aside though, I do think the rest of our video was fine, but there are 2 points in the video that I disagree with, and as we all know, if I disagree with something, it's probably wrong.
Papa Jabba took the dick and stuffed it inside mouth, no.
Today's subject, Diamond X Studios Music, is a channel run by one guy named Sean Wolf, who doesn't even produce music, so it's false advertising times 2.
I mean, he still talks about music though, he bases his entire brand around music, so why exactly would this be false advertising when you even admit yourself that he bases his content around music? Especially since the channel name doesn't really specifically indicate whose music is the primary source of his videos. Like, if it's music, it's music. Except if it's broken side.
Papa John just took stuff and hand stuffed it inside stuff.
Has there ever been a song where you really have never thought about it before because it's just sort of like a ubiquitous part of pop culture, but then one day you do take a minute to sit down and think about it and you realize that you actually kind of hate it? Oh, this pick is not going to make me any friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the mi gente of the 90s. What do I mean by that? Well, much like mi gente, this isn't a song that's completely worthless. There have been times where I listen to the song and the beat hits me in just the right way that I end up getting into it. However, that's only about 10% of the time, and the other 90% this song is absolutely insufferable for several reasons, the first and most obvious of which being... that's a power drill. Actually, I did do some research, and it turns out that not only is that a tenor saxophone, but it's actually a sample. Now, I wasn't surprised by this. Pretty much every song in the first 15 years of hip-hop existence was based on a sample, but what did surprise me was that the original song was this. Okay, so let me get this straight. You hear this really nice old-school sax piece, and you decide to sample it, and the part you clip out is a scratchy, warbly, off-key first note, while removing not only the following notes, but the resolution to the note itself. Dude, if you take an entire bar of build-up with no ending and sprinkle it all over your song, then it makes the entire song feel completely unsatisfying, because you're subconsciously waiting for a conclusion that never comes. How are you supposed to have fun and jump around, as the title goes, if you're constantly on edge from how tense the beat is? That's like parody-level incompetence.
Okay, I'm sorry for having such a long clip, but all of that was important to Sean's point. And it all boiled down to, oh, this song doesn't abide by general rules of pop music set by Western standards. How uncivilized. He sounds like a 1990s white mom who just heard The Chronic for the first time. The song is tense and has no real resolution. Yeah, no shit. It's meant to be a somewhat intimidating piece of music to match with Everlast's lyrics. Using the rest of that sample might have given a more loose feeling song, but it wouldn't match the tone they're going for at all.
But that wouldn't really debunk his point though. Sure, the song is meant to be somewhat intimidating, but would that really fix how Sean doesn't like what they did with the sample? Hell, there's nothing saying that House of Pain couldn't have chosen a different song to sample that actually has a resolution to it. I'm not saying that they should have changed it, as I do love Jump Around, and Sean's take on it was a little bad, as proved by the rest of your commentary on the segment, but what I'm saying is that this wouldn't really debunk Sean's point. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Fuck final thoughts, I have a court meeting to go to. Listen, I didn't murder those salespeople, I only took away their living passes, that's so wrong.